What happens to the apples that are not sold directly at the orchard or farm stand? They are packed and shipped to your favorite grocery store's fresh produce aisles. We visited two of the biggest apple packing facilities in New England, Sunrise Orchards in Middlebury, Vermont, and J.P. Sullivan & Company in Ayer, Massachusetts, to capture the apple packing process.
This is where it all begins. The apples are picked in these bins from the field. They're in storage, and now we put them on the packing line. And this roller track moves the apples over to here, where this elevator, they're pushed on the elevator and then lowered down into the water. And then they float up, and that's done for handling reasons so that the apples don't get bruised.
Fresh apples are sorted into 3 grades according to their color and size: U.S. Extra Fancy, U.S. Fancy, and U.S. Number 1. The apples are packed into 42-pound cardboard boxes and sent to supermarkets to be sold loose in bins. Or else they are packaged in cell packs, tote bags, and see-through plastic bags.
And they come up these rollers. Then they go over the eliminator chain, so small apples fall out and then go into the cider bin. This is the sorting table where the apples are being inspected by people looking for anything that's obviously wrong with them. They'll put them in a chute to go to the cider bin, or they'll put them in the middle lane if they're in a medium category grade. The next piece of equipment is the waxer.
The apples in your grocery store have had a light wax applied to them. It replaces the natural waxy coating apples have that protects them from shriveling and weight loss. When apples are washed at the packing house, about half of this wax washes off. The natural non-petroleum-based wax added to protect New England apples is carnauba, made from palm leaves or shellac. The wax is perfectly safe to eat, but remember to wash all fresh fruits and vegetables before eating.
And then over here we have the drying tunnel. It's about 110 degrees, so it's not super hot, just enough to dry the wax. And they roll over more brushes, kind of polishing them up. This area is the singulation area, where the apples are put into single lanes. And then as they ride down the next area, they're transferred onto these cups and rollers. And they're blue, as you can see, and it's the same technology as when you see the weatherman on TV. As they ride under this camera, it does not pick up the blue color. Every other color, it determines it's so much red, yellow, green, but the blue it ignores. And then it determines if it's extra fancy grade, number 1, cider. It then rides over a scale, it weighs it, and it sends that information to the computer, and it determines that it weighs this much, it's got this much color, it's this type of apple. We're going to put a sticker on it or not. And we have 2 banks of stickers. So depending on which label it needs, if it's a small apple or a big apple, is a different PLU number for each of those, or the new data bar label, which is actually a scannable barcode on the label. And that allows the cashier at the supermarket to know what the apple is and to charge the correct price. For the supermarkets to have the tracking, the next step will be food safety tracking now that they have the scannable barcode. Now that it's run through the color sorter, the scale, and the labeler, the computer knows exactly what to do with that apple, and it tells it, okay, this apple is going to go to table 6 or table 8 or table 10. A solenoid fires, it knows how long it takes it to ride to the right area. Solenoid fires down here, the apple pops up, goes down a chute, and comes out to the right table, where all the other apples on that table are the same size, quality, grade, color. So all the person has to do there is double check it, make sure the computer didn't make a mistake, and then put it in the container. They put the box on the track. it comes down here. There's a sticker on the box. One tells it who packed it, so we can track that. And the other sticker tells it what's in the box. It scans it, prints it, puts a label on it, and then it goes through the taper, which closes the box. And then the next step is it gets stacked on the pallets. And when the pallet is full, we put one of these tags on it that gives us all the information, so when we ship it for inventory, you know, we enter it into the computer, we've got a live inventory, someone calls up, we know what we have. Same thing when we ship it.
The New England apple industry uses two types of storage to ensure that you receive crisp, flavorful apples year-round. Regular cold storage for late fall, and controlled atmosphere, or CA storage, for winter and spring. Each year, growers pick their apples when they are just ripe, firm, flavorful, and ready for storage. The apples are put in large refrigerated storerooms where the temperature is kept at 32 degrees.
These rooms are controlled atmosphere, so as you can see, this stuff, we actually seal this door off and it's completely airtight. We fill this up.
With CA storage, apples are sealed inside airtight refrigerated rooms. The oxygen content in a CA room's air is reduced from 21% to less than 3%, and the carbon dioxide level is increased. This slows down the ripening process so that you can enjoy firm, delicious New England apples year-round.